Welcome to Tehachapi, the City of Tehachapi's podcast, where we share conversations with local leaders, business owners, and community members. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn something new and discover ways to get involved in our community. It's Tehachapi time, Key Budge. Today is the Chamber update. I brought in Corey Costello, our Assistant City Manager, and our Economic Development Director. Corey, welcome back. It's been a while.
Happy to be back. Yeah, happy. Key remembers I'm not in this building anymore, so he doesn't remember to call me and say, hey, come on the podcast. So really happy that you needed me today.
Maybe I did remember you, and I just choose not to.
Probably the case, 100%. 100%. I don't blame you.
Well, today, Corey, you and I, we get the pleasure of talking to a couple of new guests that we're bringing in from our business community. We're welcoming back Clare Scotty, our Executive Director of the Greater Tehachapi Chamber of Commerce. Clare, good to see you.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's a pleasure.
It's nice that and when I say we're going to do something new, we're going to have two segments today. So as we record, we've got our guests from our two businesses, but we're going to feature each one separately. And normally in the past, Clare, we've just brought in one business a month.
Yeah. And so it's a great idea to bring in multiple, and so we can feature two wonderful businesses and see what's new in our community.
Okay. Well, tell you what, Clare, I'm going to give you the honor of introducing our first guest in segment one. And tell you what, we'll tease. We've got our first guest, but in segment two, a good friend, Kristie Wheeler. She's here. And we're going to bring her in segment two. Kristie's taking a deep breath, relaxing. She's going to get there. We're going to bring you in, Kristie, but we're going to make you hang out for 8 to 10 minutes before we bring you in. So hang in there. Clare?
Yes, it's a pleasure to be with Justin Ahart today, who's the president of retail for Goodwill Industries of South Central California.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. And it's slight change, vice president.
Oh.
I still have goals ahead of me, but yeah.
There you
So
go.
vice president of retail for Goodwill Industries.
Your work is not yet done.
Yes. Happy to be here in the sunny Tehachapi, California. It's beautiful out
Yeah,
there.
we're like the sunniest place in the county,
Oh,
which
my
is
goodness.
never the case. But this winter, we've been the envy of everybody because the sun actually shines here,
It's
which is
beautiful.
fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about the Goodwill in Tehachapi. You guys have already opened the official grand opening. And if you're listening, hasn't taken as we record, hasn't taken place, but you've opened the business already, and customers are coming in, and I hear too extremely positive reactions.
Yeah, so we got our city permit done, and then immediately, 48 hours, got the store open. We've been anxiously waiting, and the turnout on day one was spectacular. We had close to 60 customers lined up outside of our door on Friday. And we brought many of our Bakersfield managers to the soft opening to help out our new Tehachapi team. And the day flew by. It was crazy. It was really, really a great turnout. And yeah, I think the customers filled their shopping carts, loved to peruse through the many goods that we have available. But overall, it was spectacular, and we're ready for the ribbon cutting on Thursday as well.
Nice. Corey, what does that mean to us for our local business community here in introducing someone that has a name that is known?
Yeah, I mean, we have a secondhand market, which places like the Guild, which would do great work, but they get they're in a small operation and they get inundated with, they can't take donations because they just don't have so much space. And so at first, I know talking with Goodwill, and they were very sensitive to that as well. Like, we're not trying to hurt the Guild, but
Correct.
Everybody was so open with like, yeah, even. I have neighbors that are Guild employees. They're like, we can't wait for Goodwill. Like, this is great. We want, so very positive reception. But yeah, just to bring in that kind of, name brand, so to speak, in the secondhand retail world of Goodwill, been something, been several years in the making. Conversations I've had in the past with people in Goodwill and just waiting for that right time, in the right spot is a big part of it. And very blessed that the location they're in is the former Family Dollar, and what happened was Family Dollar and Dollar Tree merged. We had both right up the street from each other, and so Family Dollar was the one that was sacrificed in that sort of corporate merger. And it was a interesting size space. Wasn't big enough for like a grocery store, wasn't big enough for a brand new retailer. And so it sat vacant for a few years, and this was a great fit for Goodwill, just to fit that, that existing shopping center that's already anchored by great things like Big Five and go down the list and, Alta One and all that. So it's very busy as it is, and it's good to get a tenant there.
Don't forget Greg's favorite,
Del Taco, yeah. Don't forget Del Taco,
we are behind the Del Taco. Yeah, we had been looking to come to Tehachapi for several years, and we were just looking for the right building. And so as soon as it came up on our radar, we kind of jumped on it. And so the building is about 7,000 square feet. I guesstimate we have close to 25,000 different items in that sales floor. And so our local Goodwill has learned over the last couple of years we need a certain size footprint to make it work. Mm-hmm. And so what we're trying to do here is provide job opportunities to people in Tehachapi. And that's what we've been able to do by opening the store. The store, when it opened, created 17 full-time positions. 13 of them are folks that live directly in Tehachapi. There was a small processing team that was able to be hired because of the Tehachapi store down in Bakersfield at our warehouse that's helping keep the store full. So yeah, that's, when we talk about the guild, we feel like we're partners, right? Mm-hmm. We all have a mission. And Goodwill's mission is to provide work opportunities and skills development to individuals that may have a barrier to employment, something that may make it difficult for them to find a job or keep a job. That's what Goodwill's all about.
Yeah.
So all of our employees there from Tehachapi that you come and meet in the store, they're Tehachapi residents. They're from your community. They're learning what it's like to run a Goodwill thrift store. It's been fun the last week working with them, and I'm excited for everybody to come get a chance to meet them.
Yeah. And it's like anything else, too. When you have, even on the secondhand world, when you have more than one, people decide to go shopping or go thrifting, whatever, they Goodwill, Guild, sharing and caring, have a heart, humane society. Now you kind of have a little loop you can make into Tehachapi, right? And you might not see what you want because it's, items vary in every store. So you might not have something here, but you might find something at Goodwill. It's not really competition. It's more of just more options for people to have.
Well, that's something that we hear all the time, that people go, whether they're antiquing or vintaging, they're
or drinking wine. It's the same concept, right? You got multiple wineries, not just one tasting room.
But people day trip to go ahead and do that. And so to add another location that adds that opportunity, it just adds to reasons to come up.
Yeah, those 25,000 items that I mentioned, they're all unique. It's going to be the same at the other thrift stores too. I think that's why thrifting is so popular.
Yeah, you
never know what you're going to run into when you go into one of these thrift stores.
It's crazy. I remember when I at the EDC meeting, I several months ago, made the announcement that you all were coming. And I started diving into like the secondhand apparel market, like understanding why it's growing the way it is. And it's amazing, the growth numbers. They're expecting, worldwide, globally, it's going to be a $350 billion industry by 2028. And the U.S. market alone is going to be a $73 billion industry. It's growing 3 to 5 times faster than traditional retail.
Yeah.
And that's fueled by online platforms, which Goodwill does have an online platform now. But it's nuts that there was like a 14% increase in 2025 in secondhand, and that's a $56 billion entity now in the United States. A lot of it's generational. Younger kids are into sustainability and secondhand stuff, and it's trendy again, I guess you can say. And so it's really fueled the market of secondhand, which is crazy.
Yeah, and your money goes further at a thrift store as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was a part of it too. Yeah. New clothes are expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It's definitely trendy. It's those one of ones that you find in a thrift store.
Yeah.
Are very popular for all generations. And we're seeing just the customers that come through our location, the makeup has changed in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So we're excited to provide all the goodies for all of those generations. You can come into our store. We have a huge clothing section where we're putting out close to 1,000 pieces of new clothing daily. So that we have a production goal. Our team has a production goal. And we're trying to put out 1,000 pieces of clothes daily. And those rotate through our store. So one item will only be on our shelf for about 3 to 4 weeks. On that final week on clothing, it'll get a discounted of 50% off anything that's has a certain color. It's called the Color of the Week sale. We're super excited to bring that up here. So just the rotation that we're bringing through, plenty of clothing. And then the folks that like, the knickknacks and the sporting goods section, or toys, furniture. We have some small furniture in our store. We really have it all. We're excited. Yeah, we're really excited to bring that to Tehachapi.
It's such a great fit. And then right there on the 202, across the street from Henry's, you've got a lot of traffic. So you're very visible. You're sitting in a great center. It's got great parking. There's just, people can go in and they can grab lunch, do their banking, and get to do a little thrifting.
Yeah, the shopping center is amazing. Our manager's office actually sits next to the subway. And so we get this fresh baked bread smell comes through.
That stuff goes through the walls no matter where you're at. Yeah.
No, but the shopping center is alive, and it's a great location for us. There's a lot of visibility, and we've had folks that known that we've opened, and then folks that just drove by and saw the signs and stuff and just popped in. So I think we nailed the location. The turnout's been amazing so far.
So the merchandise that you have available is coming from all over, not just Tehachapi, right?
Initially, yeah. In anticipation for opening the new store, we saved some product from Bakersfield.
Okay.
To it's a big floor, right? And so yes, we will accept donations, and we have been accepting donations from the city of Tehachapi, and we fully expect that the store will be filled by donations that we receive.
So sustainable from here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But Bakersfield, the Bakersfield market, we have 6 locations there. And we do have a little bit of a surplus, so we felt like going into this space, not knowing what the donation turnout would be, we'd still be able to keep it stocked filled because of our donation surplus in Bakersfield.
And I think it's exciting, the job opportunities that you had mentioned.
Yes.
That you're teaching skills and giving opportunities to some of our residents that maybe wouldn't get those opportunities.
Correct. And there's a lot of misnomers about what Goodwill does and what we're about, but it's truly about putting people to work and helping them develop their skills. We really believe in sustainable work opportunities. So yes, we're busy now, but when the peak season goes away or it gets a little bit slow, we remain consistent with our hours, and so our employees don't have to worry about their hours being cut. Don't have to worry about if it's slow one week. My manager's going to kick me off one of the shifts for next week. We really believe in that sustainable, constant employee, and then we help them build their skills within the store. It's really a unique business. It's definitely a retail business, but the back end is so fun, and then there's so many opportunities to learn and develop different skills. Whether it's picking the right item to put on the floor, whether it's giving it the correct price point, and how do we research that, and how do we have those conversations, to then bringing it on the sales floor and providing that great customer service. There's just a lot of different opportunities within our store that I think helps people develop their skills. And then whether they stay with Goodwill, which we hope they do, and they typically do, we have a very low turnover rate, or they've used Goodwill as kind of a launch pad into another industry or another retailer. That's the reason why we exist.
Oh, that's exciting. And Claire, having them now as a part of our chamber community as a member, you're continuing to see the membership grow.
Yes, it's very exciting, and I was happy to see Goodwill come in. And before I even reached out to you guys, you reached out to us and said, hey, we want to be part of this community. How do we get involved? How do we connect? And so that was very exciting, just to right off the bat be like, all right, that's awesome. Let's get, the word out there that you're hiring, and you're hiring local. And we have over 150 people on our roster that are looking for jobs. And so I sent that information out to them immediately, and hopefully I'll see some familiar faces at the grand opening.
Yeah, we hosted a job fair. It was very well turned out there. Unfortunately, we were only able to offer 13 jobs, but the turnout was great, and the 13 individuals that we have were very appreciative, and we're very appreciative to have them on their team. But yeah, we definitely embrace the community. From the donations to our regular shopper and our customers to the employees that we bring in, we really feel a part of the community already, and I know it's only going to continue to strengthen as we continue to operate.
Absolutely. I think just hearing the fact that many jobs came on is exciting, full-time jobs.
With access to health insurance, health benefits, paid time off.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's, that doesn't happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But, a lot of times people start with a lot of part-time
Yeah.
And to start full time and to give those benefits, that's important.
Yeah, and three of the 5 managers, this is their first managerial job. So when we think about, again, developing someone's skills, not only to be able to perform your own job correctly, but supervise folks,
Right.
coach folks, teach folks, that's a launching pad for their career as well.
Develop leadership.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, how about do we have any social media for the local store or that we can share?
It's a part of our organization,
Okay.
and I don't know the tag handles. I'm
Okay.
not quite that hip, but on Facebook, we're Goodwill Industries of South Central California. It's a crazy name. Anytime I say it, they think we're in L.A.
Yeah.
No, but it's South Central California. If you Google maybe Goodwill Bakersfield, I can give you our website. It's www.thegoodwill.org, and you'll see all of our socials there. But yes, we have a Facebook group, we have an Instagram group, and we're pretty active on that, posting just the promotions that we have throughout all of our stores, highlighting our merchandise, highlighting some of our employees.
And your large corporate site, that's also links up to your online sales platform. Like you can buy stuff all across the country. It's kind of set up like an eBay situation.
Correct.
There's some buy it now pricing. There's that kind of stuff. Obviously, there's shipping involved when you're sending it across the country. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I was just clicking around, like there's a big push for online. Because some areas get very unique items that aren't really maybe meant for the store, but they could probably fetch a bigger price tag online.
Yeah, I'll give it like fishing rods, like fishing reels and rods. Right, we get some of those donated. We don't know how to price them. Some of our employees have never used a fishing rod before, but that actually does pretty well for us online. And so our goal is when a donor brings us their donation, it's to maximize the value of that donation because it goes to put people to work in their community. Sometimes it makes sense to sell it online. Sometimes it makes sense to keep it in the store. And so we're still learning what does better online, what do we want to keep in the store. But I can guarantee you come to the Goodwill on Tucker Road, you're going to find plenty of goodies. Maybe not the fishing reels, right? Because those do really well online.
Yeah.
But you'll find plenty of goodies at that store.
I saw a social media story the other day. It was, I don't know where the Goodwill was at. I think it was in Texas. But it received a full set of practice uniform gear from some 1970s, like 74 Houston Oilers.
Wow.
And the old Oiler logo. And it had a number on it, and they were actually able to track it down to the guy who played. And I don't know, he just at some point this stuff got boxed up, but his whole practice of old sweats and everything from cool vintage item, if a sports collector, and it was donated to Goodwill, and they were able to track down what player it was, and some defensive lineman in the 70s, and
Pretty cool.
very cool stuff.
Yeah, and just to plug that website, it's shopgoodwill.org.
Okay.
It's actually hosted by the Goodwill of Orange County. But it's operated, like Corey said, very similar to an eBay.
Mm-hmm.
It's an auction-based formatting, and you can actually search out our local Goodwill here if you want to find our items, and you can actually pick them up in town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Save you some shipping and handling.
yeah.
It's cool.
That could be significant.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time to come in and share everything that's going on over at Goodwill here on 202. It's exciting to have you guys a part of the town.
Thank you so much. It's been exciting to be on a podcast.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is year 7. Yes, year 7. We're approaching our
wow.
600 episodes. So it's been around for a little while, and we're trying to take the time every month to talk business, small business, all size business really here in town, but things that impact the community.
Great.
So it's nice to have you here in town and nice to have you here on the show.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
All right, super. All right, Claire, I'm gonna take a pause. I guess the listeners won't get a pause, but when we come back, we're gonna go ahead and chat chamber.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
You're listening to Tehachapi.
Back with Tehachapi. There was no break for the listener, but for us here in the studio, we took a little bit of a break as I got a chance to say hi to Justin and then walk him out. We've got our next guest, Kristie Wheeler from Henry's is here. We're going to get into that. Kristie's finding her Zen spot. But before we bring in Kristie, Claire, let's talk about all things Chamber of Commerce. We're wrapping up January, heading into February as we're recording. And it's been a busy year here, 2026, just right out of the gate.
Yes, right out of the gate. Things have been very busy and exciting. We have several little events coming up that are great for our businesses. And we have an exciting grand opening with 3110 which is a faith-based women's boutique out in Old Town. And so they'll be celebrating their grand opening on February 7th at 1 p.m. So we're really excited for them. And by the time our listeners are hearing this, Goodwill will have celebrated their grand opening. And so please, we hope everybody's able to get out there and see it. But there will be video and photos and all kinds of wonderful things. And so be sure to get out there to Goodwill and see what their collection is. We have a workshop happening on February 9th at 12 p.m. at the Village Co. studio located on F Street, and that will be by Thomas O'Malley from Edward Jones, and he's going to be talking about retirement planning for businesses. So different types of packages for different types of businesses to make sure that your employees are getting good retirement benefits and that you're also thinking about yourself as a business owner. And while we love our businesses, we're not able to do them for our entire lives, most of us, right? And so being able to plan that retirement package and something that's going to work for you as well as your employees is really important. And so just an opportunity to learn and see what might work best for you and your business. We have a luncheon with the State of the City address. I'm so excited to hear from our city on February 7th at the American Legion at noon. And this is a chance for all of us to hear from 2025 and all the amazing things that happened with the city, and then all the new things happening for 2026, and hearing from different departments and goals for 2026.
And what's the date on that again? Because I want to make sure I'm there.
February 17th.
February 17th. Okay. Make sure that's on Greg's calendar. Yeah. Okay. I booked it, so I should know.
Well, and I also have to give a shout out to Henry's. They'll be helping with catering delicious lunch at that date, so we're very excited.
And they did such a great job for your January luncheon, because they catered
delicious
for the nonprofit showcase.
Yes, delicious pulled pork and roasted potatoes and this giant salad that was so good. So thank you so much.
So that, okay, Kristie, so we've queued it up. Okay, you're here. What's the February menu going to be? Do we know yet?
We actually haven't decided on the February menu yet. We're going to work on that.
But there's so many, it's hard to choose. There's so many tasty things to choose from on the catering menu.
And it doesn't matter, because whatever it is going to be great. It doesn't really matter, right?
You guys are so sweet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I hope, and the community is welcome to come. This isn't just for businesses. So if you want to come out and hear about updates from the city and enjoy lunch and meet fellow businesses or meet others in the community, this is an open invitation. Everyone is welcome.
And my team has been helping putting that presentation together, and it is actually something we work on. Greg just doesn't show up and just say, right, this is what's on my mind. We actually have all of the department heads. We take a look at our highlights from 2025 and what our goals are for 2026 or projects that are on horizon, and share those with the community. So it's that kind of hey, here's just a reminder, these are some of the city-led things that occurred recently, and here's where we're going, here's what the vision and what we're projecting into 2026. Mm-hmm. So Corey, you and I, we've each done that with our departments, and each of the department heads has looked at those different things, and so Greg's got a list.
Yeah. And it's part of it's also part of our budget process. We're required as part of our budget process every year we have goals and initiatives, and so therefore your budgeting requests match what you're trying to accomplish. And then as part of the next budget, you also evaluate what you did from the previous year's goals and put that in. And sometimes you transfer goals over because the initiatives are ongoing, or sometimes you completed it and then you move on to a different one. So yeah, it's pretty easy because we do it annually anyway as part of our budget process. And folks can just see that, on the budget book online.
And I will share that I chatted with Greg about this presentation coming up this morning. And he says, I really want to make sure I focus on quality of life here in Tehachapi, that we talk about those things in the presentation. So just a little tease. Plus, okay, so
Wonderful.
There you go. I kind of stole your thought there, Claire, but I thought I'd expand upon it.
Yes,
you kind of teed
thank
me
you.
up.
That's wonderful. I'm very excited. And then speaking of strategic meetings and looking at budgets and looking at goals, the chamber and our board of directors, we're coming together and we are looking and analyzing the results from the survey for excellence that we sent out to our members. And so we're able to sit down, we're doing a full retreat and sit down and look at all of that and figure out, okay, this is what our community is asking for. This is what they need from us. And this is how we're going to accomplish it. And so we're very excited. We actually have some help from Cal Chamber. We have some assistants coming, and they're going to help us kind of brainstorm and figure out best practices for accomplishing some of these things. So we're very excited for that, and that'll be happening this February as well.
Outstanding. And then so we mentioned that with those things that are going on, there in the past couple of years we've had a wine walk in February. We're not doing that this year. You're pausing, taking a look at that's one of the events that you're kind of internally looking at.
Yes.
And then so that way you can come back in 2027 in a very positive and strong way. So
Yes, we are reevaluating the event to make sure it's the best one that we can put forward.
Because I know people are asking in the community. So we'll just kind of officially say this one's on pause for 2026 as you guys go through, evaluate your goals and what you want to do moving forward.
Yes, absolutely. And we want to make sure that every event is benefiting our community members, the community itself, and the chamber as a nonprofit. You know, we need to make sure that the time and the energy and the investment that we're putting into it is also paying itself out.
It
right?
needs to make
so,
sense.
Yes, it needs to make sense. And so we just are reevaluating and seeing, all right, you know, what did people love and what can we leave behind? And then how can we make this event even better? So
Outstanding.
giving ourselves a little extra time to do that.
Well, good. Good deal.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we don't have events coming. So
Right.
we have the Tehachapi's Finest Gala that will be happening on April 25th. We're wrapping up nominations, and so far we have 37 nominations that have come in from the community. And we have a couple more days left, so we're gathering those last-minute nominations. We have an amazing panel of volunteers from all across the community, and they're coming together to look through all those nominations and choose some honorees. And so we're very excited to be planning this event for April 25th at Mirabelle Estate. And
Very nice.
tickets will be available very soon, so keep an eye out.
Is Henry's catering that one?
Not that one.
Okay. All right. But
Maybe we could be a guest.
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. So let's transition and invite in Kristie Wheeler. You're the general manager for Henry's Restaurant Cafe.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
It's nice to have you. Do you feel a little bit more relaxed?
Yes.
Okay, good. we had Kristie sit in for the first segment to kind of break the ice and say it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. Just a conversation. That's all we're doing. But one of the things we talked about before we were recording, Corey and I, first you and Corey were talking about it, and I brought it up, is the service that you provide has always been traditionally what I've always known is breakfast and lunch. Mm-hmm. But you've included dinner now, and when I shouldn't say now, you've been doing it for some time. Yeah,
we just can't rewire our brains.
It
so
is.
fast.
It's rewiring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different to think, and we don't have a huge dinner menu. You can still do breakfast and lunch like our regular all day,
super.
and then we start dinner at 4. So we have some fish, some steak, some pasta, to where it's just kind of breaking into figuring out what is working and then go from there. But
I know my wife is a breakfast any time of the day.
Yeah.
If it's the right place, she'll have breakfast in the evening time.
yes.
Perfect.
A lot of people do still order breakfast as our last order.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot. I know we spoke about DoorDash.
Yeah.
A lot of people DoorDash at night.
Yeah, no, and that's been a crazy thing to see the growth of that. Obviously, it's been around for a while. It's very popular in larger cities, but more and more now, when I go to a restaurant, I'll see there's maybe 10 people sitting inside, but I see 30 orders on the rack behind, and then DoorDash drivers or Uber Eats drivers are coming in consistently, which is great. I mean, it's great for you all. Some restaurants have even opened up with that in mind. Thinking back to, it's been open a couple of years now, but like Two Brothers from Italy, like there's not a lot of places to sit. It's more designed as a takeout / delivery place, as people with more and more food options become available for delivery. So yeah, it's cool. I think it'll help you guys big time. Obviously, just customers inside, but then delivery items as well.
Yeah. We do get a lot of that. You'll hear the ding ding going off in the back.
What was the thought process to add? Because you guys have done breakfast, lunch traditionally forever. So what was the kind of thought process? Let's try dinner.
Mike Downham, he's the new owner. He's had it since 2015, and he likes newer traditional things. So he just is constantly updating us with POS and all of the things that draw us into technology. So.
You guys were the first ones to have to scan the QR on your receipt to pay. Like now I get mad if I go to a restaurant. I'm like, oh, I got to give them my card. Where's the QR on the thing? Like, because just scan it with my phone and I can pay on. And you guys were the first one that had it. And so kudos to you. It's been adopted a little more and more around now. But yeah, that technology point of sale stuff is a game changer.
It really is nice, especially you don't have to sit there and wait to be checked out if they're busy. But yeah, Mike really pulled us into all of that. You know, we were pretty old school for a long time, not a lot of changes. Things were very much the same at Henry's forever. You know, we hand wrote the tickets, we did it on a calculator, the tax. And so when he came in, he's like, let's make this easier. And he kind of took us there with all of those things, including all the technical things.
And I would think that something like that helps turn the tables a little faster. So your wait time when I come in, it's not as long to wait for that table.
Right. Because they can just be like, okay, I'm ready to go, click, and then they're done. Their ticket's paid and they're gone.
Yeah.
That makes it so easy.
It's the coolest thing ever. It's great. Yeah. I'm all about saving like 30 seconds here and there. And that's exactly what this does.
Well, and it adds up throughout the day. And then, it's always wait time. I know Henry's, it's like, we'll kind of do that slow drive-by.
That drive-by right there?
Yeah, kind of drive-by. It's like, okay.
Who's in the waiting room?
Yeah, how many in the waiting room? Oh, okay, so, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those, and when you see those cars go by, and I'm sure you guys see that all day long because you guys are so popular, there are people waiting, and justifiably so, but I'll look in and say, okay, okay, there's no one in there. No one's in the in that area. And then so Chris and I'll park and run it. Yeah. Like,
hurry up, get your name on the list.
Yeah, exactly right.
And we also have a back room now where we can fit anywhere from like 20 to 25 people. A lot of people think, where are we going? Because it's back behind the restrooms. So they're like, are you taking us to the restrooms? But we do have a room so we can have some small meetings and book clubs and some Bible study classes and things happen back in that back room.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even know it's there.
Oh, do you need it? Can you reserve that?
You can reserve it. Yeah, there's no charge. I mean, most people will come in and have breakfast or lunch, so there's no charge for the room. But that's something that a lot of people don't know about either.
Oh, good to know, Corey.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do have some of these people that come in from out of town, and they schedule meetings with us, at lunchtime or something. And but we're always trying to find a place that you can have a conversation, not disturb people around you.
Yeah.
So that would be.
We got to talk about all the secret stuff.
Yeah.
So we need a room. All that secret stuff that we always talk about.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Let's go have lunch in public. Yeah. Is that why we're as
And everybody's like, hey, what are they talking about over there?
That's right.
We're out in public.
Yeah. Those bureaucrats back in the corner.
That's right. Secret room.
Yeah.
But no, I've noticed it. I've seen it a few times, and I know a lot of my friends that are the old timers that like to hang around. Tehachapi High School athletics. Those guys are there every Friday. They like to sometimes use the back room, the old coaches and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun that they they get together at Henry's. It's like their regular meeting spot. So.
Yeah, every Friday morning we love those guys.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
great. They're great.
How long has Henry's been a part of Tehachapi?
It was originally opened in 1991 by the Henrys,
Okay.
Richard and Debbie. And then they had it the whole time, and then they sold to Mike in 2015.
So this is the 35th year. So we're going to have a big celebration, an anniversary for the 35th
I probably should get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a meeting after this.
I was going to
We'll
say,
get
Claire,
it dialed
that
in.
falls into an anniversary.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
No, we started going, as a kid when it opened up. I mean, that was always it was either a meet before work spot for my dad's crew and his company, or it was we're going there after church. And I've seen different. The kitchen used to kind of be back where the coffee area is now, and that sort of thing, and that's all changed over the years. But yeah, I mean, I remember going since day one when it was there.
It used to be where just the seating and now where the seating is now used to be the entire restaurant, including the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then I think it was about 10 years when the Henrys had it is when they expanded.
Correct.
And they took over the other suite next door. So it made more space, more room. I mean, it's still, a smaller restaurant, but it just has that charm. It's always been, like you said, we've seen people over my time. It's really neat. I see people start dating, and then they get married, and then they have kids, and now their kids are coming with their kids.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it's just a really, really neat place. And the community of Tehachapi has always been so supportive. I remember during COVID, it was really tough times for restaurants, and we had some of the regular customers come in and say, we just want to make sure you guys are being taken care of. They didn't even, it kind of makes me tear up because they was just so thoughtful and so sweet, but they said, we know how tough times are, and they just wrote out a check and gave it to us and said, split
nice.
this between, just to give you guys a little something extra. But that's the kind of place Tehachapi is and always has been, and super supportive. And I don't know. It just makes me choke up because we live in an amazing place.
Yeah.
There's no place like Tehachapi. So,
Well, and I think back to during COVID. I mean,
We
things
ate in the
that we
parking
did.
lot.
Yeah,
I ate a couple meals in the parking lot of Henry's when we were serving outside because you didn't have a lot of room.
Yeah.
So we just let you guys rope off that section of the parking lot. We ate there.
but I remember we did a special promotion at the city. I went out and we were taking photos and reminding people.
Yeah.
These are our neighbors. You have to take care of the small business and remember that. And I remember that was a big thing that we talked about here in the hallways during that time period was let's make sure we're promoting small business throughout
I
that
gained
time.
like 25 pounds because I was eating out every night because it's like I wanted to help everybody.
Support
Okay, where am I
everybody.
going
Right.
tonight?
Yeah.
Like terrible for me health-wise, but I was just trying to do my part.
And I think Chris and I did that kind of like the circuit. Okay, let's we've been here now. We've got to check here and we've got to
Right.
do there. But I remember here at the city that was big on our social media was let's make sure we're promoting local business and just reminding people head out. These are our neighbors.
yes,
Yeah.
people were eating in the parking lot in their parkas, holding their coffee cup freezing, but they would just wanted to be supportive and be a part of everything. So, yeah, it was quite a time.
Yeah. How long have you been with, the restaurant?
25 years. Dang. I mean, I
That's great.
went and did a few other things,
Sure.
but I always went back to Henry's. It was like home. As soon as I got back, I was like, okay, well, I don't even know why I left.
Yeah. That's great.
But I love it there. Like I said, the customers there are amazing. Many people have worked there, a few of them even longer than I have. And that's pretty big deal for a restaurant because usually there's quite a bit of turnover, but it just shows the type of people that we have. It's like a little family there. So it's really a special place.
How many employees in total?
At Henry's, we have 22, but he also owns another restaurant out near I-5 called Willow Ranch. So between the two, he has like about 48 altogether.
See, small business drives America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, that menu, you mentioned it opened in 91. The menu has not changed that much. I mean, there are items that I used to order as a kid still on the menu, which is great. That tells you, obviously it works, so don't mess with it. I mean, obviously you guys added the dinner service. There's a few new things there, but there are so many of the same mainstays from 35 years ago, which is crazy.
What's the popular one? Breakfast.
Breakfast burritos.
I'm the breakfast burrito guy.
Yeah, and they're just big, so you can have one or split it. Or chicken fried steak is really popular there too.
Chicken fried steak's good.
Biscuits and gravy because they make them fresh
Oh, that's
every
good, too.
morning. So that's a big hit always.
You're going to see me this weekend, I tell you.
I can hear my stomach grumbling.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the advantage too of like when you get to the technology side of things. I mean, obviously in the past, you would be able to tell like, oh, we've got a bunch of this left in the cooler. People aren't ordering it. But now you all can tell, okay, this is being ordered. And like I said, you haven't had to change your menu. So obviously it's pretty consistent order wise, but there are restaurants that pull stuff off the menu a lot because, hey, it's expensive to order this cut of meat and it's not getting ordered, but you can tell because of all the technology that's being used in the, ordering process now.
Yeah. You speak of that, like I can look on my phone right now and see what tickets are open, what's selling, what's not selling, what they're doing. It's just technology is so convenient. You don't have to be there all the time, but technology has really come a long way, especially for reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, Kristie, as we're gonna wrap up, social medias. You guys have social media presence.
We do. We have, I'm not real hip on all of it, but we do have Instagram and we have Facebook.
Okay.
And we have our sites. So we have a lady that handles all of those things for us. Perfect. But we do have Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that you'd like to add that we haven't asked you about?
No, I think really, like a lot of things stay very much the same. We talked about dinner, the back room. We are starting out to venture out a little bit with some catering, thanks to you. And I just want to say thank you so much for having us. We are really happy to be part of Chamber again and look forward to doing things and becoming part of everything, like doing more.
Awesome. I want to say thank you because we talked about how the community came out for you, but you were always there for the community as well. And you have been a staple for so many people for so many years. But also from the Chamber's perspective, too, when we're putting an event together and we have, we're trying to promote it and let everybody know, like, hey, Mountain Fest is coming up. We make extra shirts and we give them to your girls and your team. And we give them for free. And it's just like, hey, if you want to wear them, that's great. And your team wears them almost every day. Mm-hmm. And then we get people calling in or saying like, oh, hey, I saw at Henry's that, Mountain Fest is coming up. Give me all the details. And so that's, we know that every time I go in, the team's wearing shirts from different businesses or different events going on. And even just that really shares how connected you are with the community. And then people get the news that way too. They're like, oh, I haven't heard of that business before. I should go check them out. So just small things like that mean so much, and they're so powerful. So,
well, thank you for letting us be a part of it. We really are very happy to be part of Tehachapi.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Kristie, what is 7 days a week? Mm-hmm. And then what are the hours?
We're open from 6 to 8:30, and then on Friday and Saturday nights are open from 6:30 to 9.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Kristie Wheeler, General Manager of Henry's Cafe there on a 202. Kind of, as Corey mentioned, you grow up with it here in Tehachapi. We've been here in Tehachapi for 25 years, and obviously in its 35th year. It's since day one that we got here, a tradition, a part of Tehachapi.
Well, thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Claire, anything in closing that we didn't mention earlier?
Yeah, I just want to leave people with this. We have Mountain Festival coming up in August, and we are reaching out to see about any ideas that people have for a theme. So we're doing a theme contest. We're going to run that for the first 2 weeks of February, and then we're going to send out a poll so everyone can choose, and we're going to run a poll to see what theme everybody would like, and then we're going to run an art contest. So we're going to take that theme that everybody enjoyed, and then we're going to put it out there for an art contest, $200 cash prize. And then you get to have your own booth space inside the gazebo during Mountain Festival, share your artwork, and we're going to blast you all over the place.
Outstanding.
In a good way.
Well,
in a good marketing way.
All right.
So keep that in mind and stay tuned to our social media as well. Chamber Tehachapi on Instagram and Greater Tehachapi Chamber of Commerce on Facebook.
Outstanding. All right. Well, this wraps up the February edition of the Chamber Look. as we introduce 2 guests in today. So
Yeah.
kind of something new. I want to keep this going. So let's make sure March we look at doing the same thing.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying
right,
to get
good.
everybody lined up. We got some fun businesses
All
coming.
right, perfect. All right, folks, if you've got a thought, question regarding today's show, send it to media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We'll get it to Justin at the Goodwill, or to Kristie over at Henry's, or to Claire at the Chamber. Corey, thank you for taking the time. Nice to have you in. We haven't had you on the show in a
I'm
while.
always happy to talk to business owners. You know
All right.
that.
I know you are.
I'm very happy to share their success stories anytime.
All right. Well, folks, thank you for the time. We appreciate it right here on Tehachapod. We'll catch you again soon. You've been listening to Tehachapod. If you have a question, a thought, or a suggestion, email media@TehachapiCityHall.com. We'll catch you again soon right here on Tehachapod.